Yeah, yeah. I was always CentOS for my servers because it was I think the first option on OVH for pre-installed Linux, and then Ubuntu on my desktop because I always wanted GNOME tweaks or gviz or something. I can't remember. I'm mixing up ROS with window manager stuff, but yeah, I wanted the fancy animations. That was like the whole point when you're like in high school. You jailbreak your iPhone so that you can make the icon slosh around with the gyroscope, and you install whatever whiz so that you can have the cool genie animations that copy the old Mac stuff. I don't know.
What sort of hardware did you have at the time? Like what? Because it might not have been drivers. It might just have been the laptop not being the
exactly what I have. Never forget. I had a GTX. It was a GTX 5. Oh gosh, have I forgotten? A 560 or 580 Ti?
Okay.
It wouldn't have been a 580. I was probably too. It was probably a 560 Ti. It was one of the Twin Force MSI Lightning with like the silver case back then. Very shiny, very pretty. I had a 2600 i7 2600K at the time. And some amount of memory that was absurd at the time because I remember I used to for my Minecraft server, I was doing a Photoshop thing and I didn't know how to use Photoshop well. So I wanted all these blocks in the background of my website. So I was just making layers, pasting blocks, and basically manually constructing like a slice through of a Minecraft world. And I was running out of memory hard. So I'm like, well, the obvious solution here is to just throw more RAM at the problem. Yeah, rather than actually get good. So I think I was on like, it was ridiculous for the time. It would have been 2011, 2012, and it would have been like 32 gigs of RAM as well. Then.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't think my motherboard could actually take anymore. I think that was the limit. It was just as DDR3 prices were coming down. DDR4 was just coming out. I bought DDR4 when it came out. I bought 16 gigs of DDR4, and then it sat on a shelf for 3 years because I couldn't put it in my motherboard. Just remembering this terribly misguided journey I've had with building
so you bought
things.
DDR4 at the highest point of prices and then didn't use it for years?
I got it on the Amazon sale time, I remember. So it would have probably just that puts exactly when it would have been actually. When the DDR4 came out, Amazon had their summer sale or whatever they call it. And I bought it then, and then I didn't have the rest of the computer, but I was like, I'll put this towards a computer someday. And I did. I did use it. It took years. I'd gone to university, I think, by the time I actually swapped over.
Right.
You know, that RAM was garbage. It was the lowest mega transfers you could get, or whatever they called it at the time. Because it would have been like first gen, first of the lot, still working out the problems. That computer ran like trash. And she still does.
I found a picture of, I don't think it's the exact GPU, but it's of that, like, it's the same MSI model. This was like a weird transitionary period for GPU marketing because let me show you the picture on.
Yeah, go on. Whip it out. Let's take a look.
Where is it? Where'd my Discord window go? Oh, it's there.
I'm over here.
There it is. It's got like a jet with lightning on it, and
yeah, that's the one, the twin Frozer.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
Oh, I have that. That's in my Christmas decorations box now.
But like, you go back a few years, right? And you got like the GPUs. If you go back to like 2007 or whatever, 2006, the GPUs also look ridiculous. They have crazy branding on them, like. You go back to like ATI GPUs, right? And they look absolutely insane. And now we're kind of like, everything's kind of moved into like more corporate-y business sort of like boring looks. I really do miss the like dumb gamer aesthetic. Like people talk about RGBs now as like the gamer look. No, this is the gamer look.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. Look at it. Look. You know what? Oh, it's on the box. I was going to say it's meant to look like a fighter jet.
Yeah.
And there's a fighter jet. I didn't make that connection until now. So the marketing was subliminal.
Yeah, this is what it looked like by the time they got to 770. It's just like, yeah, there's still a jet
I remember
there,
this card.
But like, it's now like a more normal looking jet, right? Like it's way less cool.
yeah, it's sort of your modern stealth jet they've gone for
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Because the one thing that you really don't want is for people to detect that you're a gamer. So you've got to be stealth. You've got
Well, it
to
does
be
unlock your
undetectable by
digital
radar.
power. You can't forget about that.
I'll take two and I'll run them in SLI.
Oh god, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I am so glad we've moved past the days of like double and triple SLI. Like that
I don't know
was
where we keep them.
that was such a mess for games. Like I remember so many reviews at the time talking about like how badly some games ran because
Yeah.
they needed the performance, but they didn't build the game around rendering in that way. So you'd
I
get
didn't do it properly.
yeah.
I was an SLI kid. I
Mm,
bought a 680
mm,
and it came with dead ports, so I sent it back and they sent me back two. And I was going to send it back, but they were rude to me on the phone. So I think that company's gone now. Shout out Kikatech. Thanks for the second GPU. Rest in peace. But yeah, you what you used to do is you used to take the side panel off and you'd pull your SLI connection so that they run separately for games that didn't play well because no one ever optimized properly. So you'd just be like, oh, hang on, I'm going to fire up. I don't know what games didn't work with Armor. Maybe didn't play well with it. Just yoink, reboot. I didn't even turn it off. I just let it turn the PC off because it didn't like it. You get quick with it. Yeah, it was a disaster. I'll be honest. If we still had SLI today, I don't know what we'd do. Our cases would have to be like 2 feet taller just to fit the height of the cards.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Again, look at the GPU. It's like a normal like 2-slot card. How big's
It's tiny.
How big's the 4090? Is it 3 or 4 slots? I think maybe it's like 3.5, something stupid like that.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what card I actually have at this point, but it's enormous compared to my large card, and it has no business being this. Each of the caps on the board must have its own postcode. Is all I can say. And I feel like part of it is you've got sort of the sale of well, it's bigger, so it's worth more. It justifies the larger prices. And you know, we will laugh. We all know that that's a fallacy. But if you buy something and it's lightweight, you're going to think it's crap. That's why we put pieces of iron in McDonald's, so that they actually your free thing feels valuable. That's something deep in the human brain. That is.
You were paying attention to tech stuff when the Titan came along, yes? When it was like
I was.
When it was
everyone wanted a Titan.
It was a big deal that there was a $1,000 consumer GPU. This was
Is that all it was?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the first $1,000 consumer GPU, and everybody was talking about it. It was like, this is crazy. No one's gonna pay this much for a GPU.
Unobtainium. You couldn't get them. You dreamed about them. It was like supercars. You'd have posters on your like childhood bedroom wall of a Titan graphics card, and it seems silly now because you pay that much secondhand on eBay, and it might come slightly wonky in the post. You know. Can't believe how far it's got. I want to believe it's just inflation, and this is just how like our parents feel when they see like a Subway sandwich for like I don't know $15, and they're like, "That's ridiculous." It's like, no, that's how much a sandwich costs to the kids who've like grown up in it. But at the same time, man, I miss when you could get a sensible card for like $400. That felt like you were pushing the budget.
Yeah,
$400 back then.
Yeah,
everyone wanted a Titan. Everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted two Titans. People would, PC part picker. You'd sit down and you'd put together imaginary computers that you'd never built.
I still do.
And everyone would have like 4.
Now they are more imaginary.
Yeah. Honestly, I've started being like really conservative in my imaginary computer. So I'm like, well, 45090 is ridiculous. Let's not be silly here. Where would I get a power? I'd have to run 2 power supplies. Silly. Power draw as well. You never used to think about the power draw. You put 750 watts in that, and people would call you a fool for buying that big of a PSU.
Oh my god. Okay, the way I like to handle PC hardware is I'm I like pay a little bit of attention when I'm not like looking for parts, and then when I'm looking for like an upgrade, that's when I do my deep dive. That's when I find out, that's when I get shocked that the only thing that's going down in prices is drives. Like every time I go back and look at drive prices, like, oh, you can get a 2 terabyte SSD for basically nothing now. Okay, sure. I remember when you couldn't get like 500 gig for less than $1,000.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
now it's just you throw SSDs at a computer now. You just throw them.
yeah.
I bought a drive just to move to Linux
Mm-mm.
because I didn't want to deal with dual booting, and it was cheap enough to just throw 4 terabytes of M2 storage at the thing.
Well, let me just check
That
right
would have
now.
been unthinkable.
This is going to be Australian prices, so where?
So half it, get it to US.
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
Like 1.7 or something, or 1.4. Okay, yep, I'm ready.
Okay, 1 terabyte NVMe drive, $110.
It's free. That's free, that is.
Okay. 4 terabytes, $350.
Positively affordable.
Jeez.
About the price of a Subway sandwich.
As much as we can talk about PC hardware going up, at least drives are going down. If nothing else, at least drives are going down.
Yeah, so like, we can have a lot more of the older games on our system at any given time. What you do, I think the trick here, right, is in its investment. You buy the drives in, you get the storage, you download on an expensive connection all of the games that your computer is capable of running.
Right.
And then you downgrade to a much cheaper network connection or just get rid of it. And in a few months, it'll have paid for itself. Think of the saving.
I guess you could do that, yes.
Tens of dollars, thanks, GOG.
Tens of dollars, yeah. Tens of dollars you can put towards your 5090.
There is the side effect that you would be offline, but, for some of us, that might be. So, it's kind of like a detox, really. So you're getting a spa day, games for cheap, and you're saving money. Everyone should be doing this. Okay, let it all out. I know it's brilliant.
Yeah, sure. I remember when my sister bought a 970 for her system, and that was like completely affordable at the time. I want to be depressed.
What is the price? Yeah, go on then. Let's have a little sadness here.
Nvidia 970 MSRP. That MSRP'd at... Okay, that's the UK price. £270.
That was the MSRP.
$29. The 980 was £450.
Yeah, no, that does sound right. That sounds like how much an 80 series card should cost. In that little bit of my brain, it's logged. That's how much cards cost at that level. That sounds about right. What has happened?